Hi, how are you guys? I hope you are well. Alright, before we presentation our discussion, I will tell you about my member group. Number 1, M.Arbi.A.F AFKARI, Achmad Nandika, Londa.A.R ARRAHMANDO ROMADHONA, M.Rizki.A ALFIANSYAH. Well, I will explain a little bit about adjective clause. Adjective clause is dependent clause that modificate or change noun. Exactly, it give a few, introduce or give more information about noun. An adjective clause is a clause gives a word that has a role like an adjective. In fact, the more general adjective clause is known as a relative clause because the role adjective clause is to provide the latest information related or related to the object that is the subject of the sentence. Unlike named adjective clause do not always contain common adjective words. Okay, I will explain about relative pronoun as possessive. Relative pronoun as possessive explain about ownership. I will explain one of the conjunction whose plus noun. This conjunction can be used to describe a person or not person. This conjunction can be used to describe a person or no person, followed by subject verb or verb. I will explain one example. Pronto is in Pare and Pandey bring his novel. So we will combine these two sentences without change the meaning, the correct grammar structure. And in these two sentences, they are too similar, namely Pranoto with his novel because of male ownership. So the sentences are combined into Pranoto was novel Fandi bring is in Pare. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Londa.A.R. Today I want to tell you about relative pronoun as subject. The first, what is relative pronoun? Relative pronoun is pronoun that used to connect it to sentence and explain a noun. Nouns here can be people, things, animal, and so on. And there are 5 conjunctions that are used in this relative pronoun. The first is who, second, which, third, whom, fourth, was, and 5, that. And actually, what is relative pronoun as subject? Relative pronoun as subject, it is a relative pronoun which describes a nouns that function as a single subject in a linked sentence. And there are 3 conjunctions that are used. First is who we use to describe people, which used to, and second is which used to describe another that people, and the third is that it used for both. And then formula of relative pronoun as subject. The first formula is a noun, conjunction, subject, and verb. But then is the subject was eliminated, and the final formula is noun, conjunction, and verb. Boom. And for example, the first example is person. The first example is who, used for describe people. For example, in one first sentence we use I love the girl, and the second sentence we use she works in your company. In here she is explained for the girl, and then we change with who, and we got the final sentence is I love a girl who works in your company. In example 2, non-person with the conjunction which has been used to describe other that people, which in the first sentence we use the knife is mine. In the second sentence we use it was borrowed by him last night. It in here to be explain about knife, and that we change it with which, and then we put second sentence after knife and is mine, we put at last of the sentence, and then we get the final sentence is the knife which was borrowed by him last night is mine. And last is both. That we use conjunction that in here, and for example, for we take from example one person, in here we change conjunction who with that, and then the sentence is I love the girl that work in your company, and the second sentence we use in example number 2, and this in here conjunction which we change with that, and then we get the final sentence is the knife that was borrowed by him last night is mine. Okay, maybe is all of me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Achmad Nandika, and I want to tell you about maybe explain. I want to explain about relative pronouns. I'm from SK1A. Thank you. Okay, let's go to PowerPoint. Relative pronoun is one which is used to refer to nouns mentioned previously, whether they are people, places, things, animal, or ideas. Okay, we go to as subject, which is we using conjunction who for a person, which for a non-person, and that for a person or non-person. Example: I know a man, he is a lawyer. We change he to relative pronoun as subject. I know a man, we using who or that is a lawyer. Okay, let's go to non-person. A dog ran away. A dog is mine. We using which or that. So using which or that. The dog which or that ran away is mine. So we choose one for which or that. The dog which ran away is mine, or the dog that ran away is mine. Um, we go to as object, using conjunction for whom, for a person, for which, for a non-person, and that for a person or non-person. Example: I spoke to a man. I had met him before. We change to whom, who, or that. We can choose one and use that. Um, so I spoke to a man who I had met before, or I spoke to a man who I had met before, or I spoke to a man that I had met before. Okay, next example is that's the book I read. I read it last summer. We change to it. Um, we change it to using which or that. So that's the book which I read last summer, or that's the book that I read last summer. Okay, thanks. I give to moderator again. I give back.
Hello my friend, my name is M.Rizki.A Alfiansyah. In here, I will explain material about relative adverb. Okay, before that, we must know what relative adverb is. Relative adverb is a form adverb or adverb to start the sentence. Okay, or we can say preceded an adjective clauses that describe a noun. which means relative adverb is a sentence that explains the description. Okay, next. In relative adverb has three forms. First, relative adverb of place. And second, relative adverb of time. And the last, relative adverb of a reason. I will explain that step by step. Okay, first, relative adverb of place. In relative adverb of place, use conjunction where. Where is described about place. For example, first clause is the garden is beautiful. Second clause is I met my old friend there. Okay, to combine these two clauses, we must know words that describe the place. Okay, the words are the garden and there because we want to explain the garden and then put word the garden in front. Okay, and we write like this: the garden where I met my old friend is beautiful. Okay, we know the sentence, and then we don't write word there because the word there has been explained by conjunction where. Second, relative adverb of time. In relative adverb of time, use conjunction when. Okay, when describe about time. For example, first clause is did you remember the time? Second clause is we went to Rizki house at 2 p.m. Okay, to combine that clauses, we have to find the similarity of the clauses. The similarity are the time and at 2 p.m. because the same describe the time. Okay, we write the sentence like this: did you remember the time when we went to Rizki house? Okay, that a sentence. Why I don't write at 2 p.m.? Because the word at 2 p.m. has been explained by conjunction when. Okay, the last material is a relative adverb of reason. In relative adverb of reason, use conjunction why. Conjunction why used to explain a reason. Okay, for example, you should give me a reason why you didn't come to my house. Okay, the use of the conjunction why must be after the pronoun. The pronoun is a reason. Okay, the pronoun use reason. Okay.
Okay guys, we have arrived to the end this video. So before I finish this video, I will say for us about the result of our presentation. Okay, I will explain the conclusion of the material adjective clause. Conclusion from the material about adjective clause. An adjective clause, or commonly called a relative clause, is type of clause which is collection of words that cannot stand alone, as a sentence or clause that must be side by side with the main clause. A clause consisting of a subject and a verb, so that is sufficient to form a sentence. The function of this adjective clause is to explain a noun or pronoun. The main characteristic adjective clause is formed with a word called a relative pronoun like who, whom, whose, which, and that. Apart from relative pronouns, adjective clause can also be formed with relative adverb like where, when, why, because the adjective clause cannot stand alone. So these relative pronouns and relative adverb are used to combine the main sentence with the adjective clause. Okay, maybe that the result of our presentation about the adjective clause. So we hope you are understand about our presentation well. So we hope you are understand this video well. We apologize if there are an errors in writing or the material we convey. So I hope you enjoy the video. So we are say thank you very much. Bye bye.